What's up, everybody? It's your man Ant Walker here with Ringside Intel, and we're going to talk a little bit about the aftermath of UFC 300. Obviously, a great fight card. Five, four, three, two, one. What's up, everybody? It's Ant Walker with Ringside Intel here to talk about the aftermath of UFC 300. Of course, it was a fantastic fight card, perhaps the best ever. I mean, it was that good. And now that it's over, we've had about a day or so since it's been over. Now it's like, what do we do next with the winners of the main card? So let's go ahead, jump right into it, run down the list. So in the main event, Alex Pereira, he defended the title against Jamal Hill, former champion. What do you do with him next, right? Light heavyweight is not necessarily the most stacked division in the world. Yuri Prohaska had a fantastic showing, in the featured prelim of that when he got the finish over Alexander Rakic. However, Yuri just lost to Pereira. Way too recent memory to put that back together. Although it was a fun fight to watch. The other option at light heavyweight, you've got Ankalaev. Magomed Ankalaev makes a whole lot of sense. He was, one of the guys that was in line for the title when John Jones is vacating, and then the multiple injuries to the champions and all that started kind of plaguing this division. And when we had that draw between him and Blachowicz that turned into Jamal Hill and Glover Teixeira, right? So Ankalaev is certainly a guy that you need to be watching. But quite honestly, as much as that fight intrigues me, I don't want to see that. I want to see something outrageous. I want to see Alex Pereira go up to heavyweight. I want to see him fight Tom Aspinall. I'm typically the guy that's all about the sporting integrity, but screw it. That's why. Let's do it. Let's just go ahead and do it. Put them together. It will be fantastic. While Jones and Stipe, this ghost matchup is sort of holding up the division, and Tom Aspinall's got this prop belt. And let's put a little legitimacy behind it. Let's go ahead and put those two champions together. It will be a great super fight. Stylistic matchup. Sounds exciting. I mean, Pereira has been on this historic run in just a few fights, like to capture two titles in the UFC and be so inexperienced in mixed martial arts. It's nuts that he's been able to do this. Let's keep it going, man. This is wild. This is crazy. This is unprecedented. Let's keep the good times rolling. Alex Pereira versus Tom Aspinall. That's the fight I want to see next for the main event winner. Of course, in the co-main event, Weili Zhang, she defended her title against Yan, and that was a very interesting fight, pretty intriguing there. But what do we do next with Zhang? Like, strawweight is the top of strawweight. She's been so dominant. It doesn't seem like there's a clear person to fight her, right? Lemos comes to mind, but Lemos just had a recent loss to Zhang, an unsuccessful title challenge for her. Surprisingly, a name that kind of got pushed out of that discussion due to her very recent 3-fight losing streak. Now she's turned things around, 2 in a row, and a showcase on this card as well, Jessica Andrade. This is one of the few people that Weili has not fought yet, and stylistically sounds like a fun fight. I like it. Let's put Andrade and it back in there for another title opportunity. So, of course, we've got to talk about the new BMF champion, Max Holloway. What is his next move? I mean, this was a big risk for him to go up to lightweight. Of course, that move was because featherweight didn't seem to hold options for him. He got that win over Korean Zombie in what ended up being his retirement fight, but not something that's going to throw you back in there in the title picture. Alexander Volkanovski ruled that division with an iron fist, turned back Holloway 3 different times. It sounds like his featherweight career is over, but now you've got Alexander Volkanovski on the wrong end of 2 knockouts without the belt. Ilia Topuria, the new champion, a media darling in Spain by all we can tell here in the States. Max Holloway belongs back at featherweight in front of Ilia Topuria for his chance to win the UFC featherweight title again. That's what I'm calling for. Of course, if he stuck around at lightweight, that would be intriguing, right? Be very intriguing. The problem is he just knocked out Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje, as of now, before the UFC, updates the rankings based on the results of this fight card, is ranked number 2 in the division. After you beat the number 2 guy, where do you go? Islam Makhachev is booked now officially against Dustin Poirier. Charles Oliveira just coming off a loss. I mean, that you could put that fight together again. Like, you could do that, but no, it makes sense for Max to be back at featherweight and make a run at Topuria. So that's the fight that I'm calling for there. Now, of course, the opener of the main card was Arman Tsarukyan and Charles Oliveira. An exciting fight. I mean, kind of played out exactly the way a lot of us thought it would. Very close, down to the wire, action-packed, momentum swings. It was a full display of all the technique and marvel and chaos and violence that mixed martial arts has to offer. Fantastic fight. Tsarukyan gets away with that split decision. I thought the UFC was just going to wait to see what happened with this fight. I mean, this was billed as the number 1 contender bout, and there's a reason why when we did the predictions video, I said they say this is the number 1 contender bout, right? Because that gets said a lot and it doesn't get delivered because, before they can wipe the blood away from them, before Tsarukyan could catch his breath, I mean, apparently he's offered to fight Makhachev at UFC 302 in a matter of weeks. He turns it down for obvious reasons. He just went through a war, and he might need to see if he's injured, recover, and catch his breath and let his body heal up from the 15 minutes of hell he just went through. And they booking Dustin Poirier. So what do you do with Tsarukyan? Put him against Gamrot again and risk him losing his spot? I mean, Justin Gaethje made that same risk. Justin Gaethje pretty much earned a title shot when he knocked out Poirier very recently to win the BMF belt. He put it on the line, and now his hopeful title shot is gone as of right now. Doesn't make sense for Tsarukyan to do anything but just sit down and just wait. Let's just wait. Wait to see what happens with Makhachev and Poirier. In fact, his body probably isn't going to be ready anyway by the time that fight is taking place. So he could just, the winner of that, and it just rolls right into his next training camp. So let's just be patient if you're Arman Tsarukyan. So those are my ideas for what should come next for the main card winners. Tell me what you think. What matchups make sense for the people who walked away with W's on this historic card, even the prelim fights? Tell me what you think. Drop it in the comments. Remember to like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, tell that friend to tell 10 more friends. Stay locked into Ringside Intel. I'm Ant Walker. Peace.